Hunter Garvin is ranked number 14 in the country, a redshirt sophomore for Stanford from Iowa City, Iowa. And Mac Church, ranked number 30. He's a redshirt freshman, so a couple of younger guys going at it here as we get ourselves started on the farm. Stanford 1-1 in ACC action, and Virginia Tech 2-1. A very pivotal bout tonight between these two as both teams trying to track down NC State.
Yeah, Garvin, he's really looking to kick off the Cardinal and lead them off on the right foot. Need to pick off these wins as soon as he can get them. Why not rely on your All-American to get things started?
So we're underway here tonight in the 165s. Garvin 12-6 on the season. He's 5-2 in dual meets, and he's on a little bit of a heater. He's won 5 in a row.
Yeah, and he had a rough start to start the season, faced a gauntlet, plenty of ranked opponents, but just like last year, as we turn to the winter semester, really starting to find his own.
Yeah, Garvin was just 1-5 in the first month of the season. Like you mentioned, Logan, a lot of ranked wrestlers, but that it took a lot of the pressure off Garvin when we were talking with Coach Ayers before the Virginia duel a couple weeks back, saying almost as a joke, but really like, dude, you've lost a lot already, so there shouldn't be any pressure the rest of the way. And a great start for Garvin as he's got 3 on the board.
Yeah, and you talked about our conversation with Coach Ayers, and you're right. Took a lot of the pressure off. He kind of fell off the radar a bit on the national scale, but that's really allowed him to kind of settle into his zone, focus on his wrestling. He picks up that early takedown there on the edge and leads 3-0.
So a great start for Garvin. Just about 1 minute gone by here in the first period. Went up against Mac Church, the redshirt freshman from Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. He's 11-9 here his second season for the Hokies.
Yeah, and Church last year spent some time at 141 pounds, 149 later in the season. So really a growth spurt here for the second-year man.
Yeah, how hard is that to make such a significant jump going up a couple of classes?
Yeah, I mean, you rarely see it in over a year span in collegiate wrestling. So obviously quite difficult, but Church has made the most of it and broke the lineup here for Virginia Tech. Is now Garvin, another low attack. Church trying to pass the legs. We're in a scramble situation here. Garvin looks content to wait for a stalemate here, and the ref will oblige.
Garvin very close to potentially breaking this one open here early in the first. Has a 3-1 advantage. One of the other things that Coach Ayers was talking about a lot with regards to Hunter Garvin is that he does really well against wrestlers who wrestle him back.
Yeah, that's right. He likes to push the pace. He likes to get in these exchanges, like you said. We saw that in the opening 30 seconds, and he was able to get his takedown. He struggles a little bit more, with the guys that kind of, park it in the center of the mat and limit their exchanges. But getting those early points, that's huge for a guy like Garvin.
And that's exactly what Chris Ayers wants his Cardinal to do as a program. He wants them to come out, get those attacks, get the takedowns, and get the crowd into it early. He likes wrestling with energy as opposed to kind of wrestling boring, as he put it to us.
Yeah, and the last time we were inside Maples Pavilion, we saw that against the Cavaliers, pushing the offense early, had plenty of first-period takedowns throughout that duel, and Garvin getting them on the right foot again here tonight.
Looks like he's going to be content to just bleed out this first period, and he will. So a 3-1 advantage for Garvin after 1 on the strength of that early takedown.
Garvin defers here. Looks like Church will go down, looking for his escape. Garvin's riding time sitting at 24 seconds. Looking to build that here in the second frame.
Stanford entering tonight 8-2 overall in dual meets. Winners of 4 in a row. They lost their ACC opener to Pitt, 24-15. That was back on January 10th. Have not lost since. Wins against Missouri, Arizona State, Virginia, and Oregon State. And that one up in Corvallis on January 31st. A huge boost for the Stanford program. They hadn't won against the Beavers since 2021.
Yeah, that was a big-time win, and Coach Ayers talked about that. Some uncharacteristic losses in the first half, but they were able to come out of the break and come back and take that victory is now Church with some blood time after his escape.
So he'll get patched up over there on his bench, or perhaps just plugged up in the nostrils, as it looked like it was a bit of a bloody nose.
Yeah, and a key escape for Church there as we look at the riding time at 56 seconds. So Garvin not quite over that 1 minute mark. Could play huge here as we approach the second half of this match.
Going to look at kind of maybe right where it happened right there as he was able to escape, and there's a little bit of a swat right to the face by Hunter Garvin.
And now, we talked about it. He was aggressive early and got his first period takedown, but this is where we extend the lead here, continue to push the pace, and get that second takedown that will really break this match wide open for the All-American.
Garvin, an All-American last season for Stanford, one of 3 in their lineup. We did not see Garvin wrestle against Oregon State. Last time we saw him here was when he beat Nick Hamilton for Virginia.
And that was a really good double leg by Garvin. And just like I talked about, got to his offense here in the second period. Breaks this match open. Now it's 6-2 and riding time climbing.
Trending in the right direction for Stanford to have a fantastic start to the night here against the Hokies as Church escapes.
Yeah, Church doing a good job kind of fighting those hands, getting his elbows inside and cutting away, makes it 6-3.
You can see right after that escape, going right back on the attack, or at least toying with him a little bit, is Garvin.
Yeah, and these late period points, they could be huge. So Garvin looking to be offensive as he takes another double leg shot, looking to hook those legs. There's 3 with 5 seconds remaining. That is huge for the Cardinal. He makes it 9-3 after 2.
What a big way for Hunter Garvin to close out the second period. And he's built up a 6-point lead. And let's get a look at some of these again.
Yeah, just a simple blast double. He gets his head to the left-hand side and just runs through Church. Now he goes on bottom looking for his escape, but a little too eager there on the whistle as the ref gives a caution to Garvin. And a key exchange in this one, 1:20 of riding time for Garvin. So if he can get his escape quickly, he'll be able to preserve that major decision. Conversation between Garvin and the official after a pair of cautions.
Quickly to his feet is Garvin. But then he goes back down and barely able to get out of that one. Way had to scamper out of there in a hurry.
And as I mentioned, riding time preserved. So now if the score holds after the riding time point, it will be a major decision for Garvin. But looking at his pace on the feed, I think he's looking for more than that.
And Garvin certainly not content to settle with where things are right now. 10-3, less than 90 seconds to go here in the third.
And both guys doing a good job of wrestling at the center of the mat here.
Garvin slithers away. And right back on the attack.
Good low single attempt by Garvin, and at the same time, Church gets dinged for stalling. Church now passing legs were ankle to ankle, but the ref doesn't like what he sees. We'll go stalemate there, back to our feet, just under a minute remaining in the third.
He's given a couple of kicks to the skull of Garvin. They get out of that, and Garvin will look to go right back on the attack with 50 seconds to go.
Now you see Church, he's a little bit more active with his hands, but haven't seen a fully committed shot out of him yet this period. As on the flip side, he's looking to save that team point for his Hokie squad.
30 seconds.
Down to 30.
Heavy hand fighting here, but again, no threatening attacks out of Church here. He's shooting Garvin towards the edge, but no stall warning, so Garvin's in a good position here.
Clock down to 10. Garvin looking for one more. They go off with 4 seconds left.
Yeah, and that was a good job because Church was kind of closing him off to the edge. You could see a lot of stalling calls there, but Garvin did a good job of circling and shooting him off the edge of the mat.
Garvin takes one quick look at the clock, and that'll do it. And a good start to the night for Stanford. With the bonus point awarded, Garvin takes down Church 11-3, and he gives his team 4 points.
Yeah, and exactly what we said at the top of the show. Hunter Garvin had the opportunity to kick things off, really get the momentum rolling for his team, and he did that, not only getting the win, but using a pair of takedowns to push himself to a major decision over a ranked opponent.
And wrestling with energy was Garvin. That's exactly what Stanford needed if they wanted to pull off the upset.